All right, so let's do the movement of heat lab. The first thing that you're going to look at is conduction. All right, and doing conduction, we're going to use this little device right here. It looks like a throwing star, but it's not. What it's actually made up of, it's made up of 5 little spikes that stick out. Each one is a different metal. All right, and what we're going to look at is to see, do different metals conduct heat at different rates? What we're going to do is we're going to heat the center part, and then we're hoping that that heat will travel out through these. Now, if you notice, they're all exactly the same length. They're the same size. Right? So it kind of seems like, well, metal should all conduct heat at the same rate. Now, how we're going to know when the heat gets to the end is, I got some butter, and we're going to put some butter on the ends of each one of these. All right? But first of all, let me light my Bunsen burner so I can get that started. All right. There we go. So that's all lit now. All right, so it's ready. And we're gonna put some butter on the ends of all these. So I'll just dab a little butter on it. All right, so now you can see there's a piece of butter on the bottom, on the end of each one of them. Okay. And I'm gonna try and get this over here so you can see this. All right, so there's the Bunsen burner. So we're gonna set this on here. Let me turn it this way, we'll get it a little closer to you. And we'll see when one of them drops. It takes a little bit of time, but oh, there goes one. This guy, these two guys over here, they both just dropped. Okay, so they dropped within a couple seconds of me putting it on there. Now notice we still got these 3 over here that haven't dropped yet. I'm still putting heat to the center thing. This one right here is starting to get close, I think. Oh, there it goes. All right, so there goes that one. These other 2 still haven't dropped yet. So on your questions, you have to describe to me what's happening in here. Be very specific as to, I know you can say, well, they're heating up, but I need more specific on it as to what's happening in the molecules. Well, these 2 guys still haven't fallen, right? Oh, this one's getting close now. Oh, there he goes. All right, so now that one fell. Now we still have 1 more to go. And again, like I said, remember each one of these little spikes that sticks out is made out of a different type of metal. So what you're seeing already is you're seeing that metals conduct heat at different rates. Right? They don't conduct it all at exactly the same speed. Well, I think we're starting to get close on this last one. It looks like for my it's starting to become liquid. Almost there. Almost. It's definitely become a liquid. I don't know if we got enough weight to. There it goes. Now it fell. So now the 5th one finally fell. So it ended up falling. This guy was. These 2 guys were first. They were almost the same time. Then this one, then that one, and that one. So it kept going around. Right. And again, they're all exactly the same length. They're all the same size. Right. They conduct heat at different rates. All right, so now we're going to shut up my Bunsen burner. And I'm going to pause for a second. We'll be right back, and we're going to do the next part. All right, so now we're going to go on to the second part. The second part is about convection. And what I have set up here right now, and they're not released yet, but I have this side over here. I have hot water on top. I have cold water on the bottom. The cold water is clear. The hot water is kind of a reddish color. This one over here, I did it the other way around. I have the cold water on top, hot water on the bottom. Right? So and then I have a little plastic sheet that's in between that's separating them. So I'm gonna do this one over here first, and I'm gonna pull them apart, or not pull it apart, but pull the plastic sheet out. a little ways. Without making too much of a mess. All right. Now, if you notice that, the plastic sheet's gone now, okay? But notice we still have the hot sitting on top and the cold is sitting on the bottom. So now we got to figure out, why is that? Now, I know we've always heard that hot air rises, cold air sinks, but we need to know, why does it sink and why does it rise? Because there's an actual special reason as to why it does that, okay? Now, if we do this other one, so now I got the cold on top and hot on the bottom, and I'm not going to pull this one out all the way, I'm just going to pull it out a little ways so we can watch it occur. All right, if you notice on this one, we're actually getting a little stream of red going up to the top. Okay? So what's actually happening is that hot water is going up to the top. Now, the one thing that you don't see going on is actually the cool water is actually going down to the bottom. But it's clear, so we're not going to be able to see that. It's going to turn red as it goes down. But it is actually flipping right in front of us. And again, we got to figure out, why is that occurring? Okay? So you're going to describe what happens in each one of those. And how does this apply to weather? So how does it apply to the weather that we have outside? Now, the last section, I'm going to move you, so we're going to go for a ride. All right, this last one is, I got a thing called a radiometer. That's what this thing is, a radiometer. And it looks like a little light bulb. And if you notice inside here, I'm going to take it and I'll cover it up. And there's a little thing that's spinning inside, and that thing that's spinning inside is actually, it's got a black side and a white side on those little fins. Okay? And if you notice, when the sun hits it, watch what happens as the sun hits it, then it starts to move. Okay? Now, we actually usually look at on this as we think, oh, you know what, I bet you it's because the sun hitting it is pushing it. But it's not actually. Actually, the hot side, the black side is turning hot, and the white side is turning cold. And what it's actually trying to do is that the hot air is becoming less dense, and cold air is more dense, and that more dense is moving around trying to get to the spot where there's less dense, and it pushes the little fins. All right. But sometimes it's nice to look at this and just go, yeah, it looks like radiation, and it's all because of the light hitting it that we're getting radiation. We're warming up the black side of these little fins that are in here. All right, but you can go online and look up videos about radiometers and how they work, and it's kind of interesting. But it was an old toy of many, many years ago. Okay? It looks like a light bulb, but it's not. But it is actually a vacuum, a partial vacuum, so some of the air is removed underneath here. Not all of it, but some of it. All right, well, that concludes this. So now make sure you answer the questions and then send them in to me on Canvas. We'll see you.